Hi everyone, welcome back to In the Ring.
Hello, welcome back. It feels like it's been a long week.
Yeah, and it's 5th episode. We made it this far. Congrats, guys.
Congrats.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Number 5. Yeah,
we're on good pace here.
Yeah.
How was your weeks? Your week?
It was
very busy. Felt
yeah,
like
it was
we were
super
nonstop.
busy. We've been doing a lot of like house stuff, kind of doing the downstairs, like kind of renovating a little bit to make her playroom eventually.
Oh, sick.
But once you do one room, you got to do all the rest because that's where all of the stuff goes. Because right now it's a living room, so we need to organize all of that to make it into her playroom.
Yeah.
But then you got to do the storage room to make a room, and then you got to do her office.
Yeah, true.
It's like a domino effect.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
Yeah.
So, how was yours?
It was good, man. So I was in Toronto.
I hate Toronto.
Me too, so much
Really?
with a passion.
Hate it.
With a passion, that city sucks. Sorry for anybody that's from Toronto. More talking about like living
Yeah.
there would suck.
Well, I don't like going there either, but
It's a big city. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, well, it's like any big city, I feel. But anyways, I don't mind going to Toronto. It's fun and all when I have like stuff to do, but like I don't know if I can ever live there. Like, you know what I mean? Just living there is like, oh, dude, just the thought of it stresses me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was in Toronto for a comedy show. I went on the Saturday, and I went straight to the hotel. Well, at first, tell me this is weird, okay? So my check-in was at 4 p.m.
okay.
And I get to Toronto around maybe 1:30, right? I just went to a lounge because I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go chill alone. I eat by myself. I sat there at the lounge until 4:30. 3 hours. I sat at this lounge just by myself, right? Just whatever. People said it was weird.
I don't think that's weird at all.
Who's people? Like your friends?
Like some friends I was just talking to, yeah. Like, it's like, why?
See, you know, it's strange. I feel like that's a weird thing to do here, but I feel like it's not in Toronto. I don't know why. I have that feeling of like when it's a big city, it's okay
true.
to do anything alone. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like, I can see why it would be weird in a smaller city because you're like, okay, what's this guy doing?
Yeah.
But in Toronto, I feel like that's super normal to do.
Yeah, maybe. Because, dude, I mean, over here, I've gone to sushi alone. And people are like, that's weird. I've gone
That
to the
is
cinema
weird.
alone.
It's a little
Like, let's
strange,
go.
but it's okay.
But like, I went to breakfast alone in Montreal.
See, but Montreal, it seems like that's a reasonable thing to do because it's
It felt
such a
not
big city.
reasonable.
People don't care about you.
But is it because it's a big city or is it because you're not a native to that city? Like, do you think you would still think that had you lived in Montreal or Toronto? Maybe then you would be like, oh,
that's a good
it's just
point.
weird.
That's a good point. I don't know. That's a good point. Because if like you're from there and you not should have friends, but if usually, you would know people, then maybe.
Yeah.
But those cities are so big. For example, here, when you go into like a restaurant or something, you're going to be recognizable pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But in terms of like when you're in a big major city, I'm sure even if you went in like a couple times a week, they might start to recognize you, but it's more like, I don't know, it's different. It's such a different vibe.
I see what you're saying. I don't know. Like, because again, like I've done things here. Like I've gone to the movie alone. Obviously, like no one's checking for that. I've gone to some restaurants alone too. I mean, I go to the same McDonald's for coffee every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
just,
but like restaurant, you sit down at a table by yourself.
Well, so what I'm saying is like when I go to the McDonald's every morning, like the person at the window is the same person every morning.
Yeah.
So even that, it's like I think if you like, I don't even know. I mean, she's a little older, so I don't know if she recognizes me or not. She's just losing her. But the thing is like, I see what you're saying with the whole restaurant thing, like sitting down. I just don't think it's weird because I'm also very like, I like to do stuff on my own sometimes. I like to just be like isolated sometimes,
Yeah,
just
I've
do things on my
never-
own.
I don't know why it's weird though. Like, why
don't know.
is it considered weird? And I think in a big city, it's normalized because a lot of people will like do work there, or they'll like in between like two meetings, they'll stop and like go eat by
Never
themselves.
understood that. I
Why?
never understood that people go out of their way to go to a Starbucks or
I
go
do.
to a cafe
I
to
get it.
work. Why?
I
Oh
get it.
yeah, I can't do that.
Why?
I
don't-
get it.
that-
We've done it before.
No, yeah, we did it because you wanted to do it. I never would have went
I
out of
get
my
it
way.
because, first of all, when you're working from home, it's different. You have distractions, especially if you're like a student and you live at home with like other family members.
No, yeah, let me reiterate. Not in that circumstance. I'm talking about like you live alone.
I've done it
Why though?
because it's like you're getting out of the house and it's like, what are you gonna do at Starbucks? Like sit there and just go on your phone? No. When you're at home, you're gonna lay on your bed. You're gonna go out. You're gonna go and eat. But if you're like, I'm leaving to go do this, it like makes more sense to me.
But don't you find it more distracting when you're
No.
like around all these
You put
people
headphones
in
in.
like in a restaurant
I
setting?
don't.
Like, I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
It doesn't work.
definitely not. I feel more comfortable at home.
Me
to
too.
get my work done. Like if I'm working I tried it once. I'm like, oh, let's go to a cafe. Let's, go hang out and let's get some work done. Bro, I'm more distracted. And I don't know if this is something going on in my head, but I'm more distracted with stuff that's going on. I like to people watch and I listen in conversations.
Yeah.
Like I tried doing the headphone thing, like you said, but I can't even focus on that because now I'm too focused on what's going on in my ears.
What about the people who go to like a cafe to read a book?
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
That to me, I'm like, go to the library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you go to a
I haven't
cafe?
been to a library, I don't think, since I was like 4 years old.
Well, yeah, you have to learn how to read to go to a library.
Ha 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 ha.
But
You're oh my gosh.
It's so funny.
Don't give him the credit. He's not even funny.
anyway,
That was actually funny.
He makes that joke like a million times a day. That's why I don't think it's funny.
no, I don't.
Yeah,
I haven't
you
made that
do.
joke. Name the
How
last
many
time I
times
made
you
that
try
joke.
to read things that
All the time. That's why I have to make it. It's very tough in this house.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's so funny. So anyways, so back to Toronto.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh, that's so funny. I'm already crying. So anyway, so I'm like, I'm at the hotel. I'm just like chilling, whatever. And speaking of, I went to the comedy show alone. Why? And that's when I thought it was really weird, right? And I started feeling really like weird about that. Dinner,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
get
care
that.
about. That's not weird. Comedy show, any sort of like event, totally normal, totally weird to me, right?
Who did you laugh with? You're like just sitting there. The
Yeah,
joke goes
what
off.
the
You're like,
heck?
The
you're like,
other 500 people
no,
in
but
the
you're
room.
like, and then it's just you.
Why did you go by yourself? Did no one want to go with you?
Damn.
Well, I just had mad deja vu, first of all. Secondly, no, it was a spontaneous ticket. I just saw like the guy was coming. I'm a fan of his stuff. I've
That's
never seen him in
respectable
live.
though. Honestly.
It is actually. I would
It's
not,
a very good. That's a very good quality to have.
I would never
It is.
ever in my life do
Being
that.
a loner.
No, to be able to go. I'm being dead serious.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be able to
for
go
real.
and do things alone
Yeah.
is a huge like I don't know.
Because it shows how much you don't care about everybody else.
Well, wait, what?
You don't care. You don't care about people's opinions about you.
My thing is though, have you ever looked
I
at?
still get insecure about that though.
I've never.
okay.
But think about it. I mean, personally, I've never looked at someone and been like, "That's weird. They're alone." First of all, you don't know if they're alone. Like if you're sitting with other, like in at a table, you don't know who's alone and who's with someone else. I've never went into a restaurant and been like, "That's weird that person's alone." I just don't even think about it.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think
Actually,
we're in our own head about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. You yourself never look at somebody else and be like, oh, what a weirdo.
Even if I was like a
that is-
waitress and I was like waiting on someone who was alone,
Yeah,
I would
that's
not think it's
true.
weird.
So why do we in our heads come up with that
I don't know.
assumption that people are thinking we're weird for that?
I don't know.
understand that. Human brain is weird.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so I'm on my way to the show, and then I start feeling really awkward because I'm like, bro, people are going like it's you go have a night out, you go with a group of people. My is going alone. I'm the whole time there. I'm just like in my head about this. I get in line, I get my drink, whatever. I come sit down, and bro, there were so many people that were there alone. After I realized, because what I also didn't realize, I had a meet and greet ticket till I got to the venue, and I was like, oh, that's cool, because
So you bought a meet and greet ticket and didn't even know?
no, I had no idea. I bought the ticket because I just saw it was open. It was a second row seat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, second row, like whatever, single
Yeah.
seat. I bought it, and then like I'm on the way to the show. I'm looking at what my thing is. It said VIP meet and greet, and I'm like, wait, what the hell? So I looked into it.
Must have
and-
been cheap.
I was going to say Sik's got it like that. Like he's just
What do you mean?
VIP, meet and greet.
It was-
Damn.
yeah, it was cool. No, it wasn't like a full like meet and greet though. Like in my head, I'm like meet and greet. You get to hang out for a little bit. You get
Yeah.
to talk, whatever. It was a very like everyone just lined up. You walk in, you just take your picture, quick thing, and I was like, oh, so you just kind of, you just kind of really greeted him. You don't really get to do the meet
Yeah.
part. You know what I'm saying? That sounded wild. The meet part it sounded crazy.
Yeah, you get to greet, but no meet.
Ooh, meet and greet. That's funny.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So that was fun, man. The show was fun. That was my week. I was there on last week. What the heck is he doing? Sorry, guys. If you guys definitely can't see what Cap is doing, but
He's doing his own thing. Anyway.
yeah. And then I got back Sunday morning or Sunday night, and I have had a pit in my stomach since.
Because of this.
No, not because of
Oh.
the weekend. Because I have an announcement I got to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to wait to the end of the show to make it.
Oh, I
because
thought- okay.
No, I can't, bro. I want to have a good show and not think about it the whole time.
Are you
Seems
actually
like-
that nervous?
Yeah. Well,
Genuinely,
clearly
yes.
he is. If he has a pit in his stomach the whole week leading up to a podcast
don't
no
do
one
it.
watches, like
No,
it's
I have
crazy.
to.
Are
And
you
I
sure?
want- yeah, I have
We're
to
not
now.
pressuring. sick, by the way.
Yeah. No, I'm genuinely very nervous about it.
I can see because your foot.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it all week. And to the point, like genuinely to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm more nervous at the fact that people are gonna find out who don't know, and like this is like their way of finding out.
Oh,
does that
like
make sense?
Okay,
people personal to you?
Yeah. Like my family and friends who don't know right now.
Oh, there's people that don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, don't know
Really?
the whole thing?
The whole thing.
Whoa.
Even in, I mean, I presume there's some people that know like
Yeah,
just what it is.
Yeah.
But in terms of the story, there's so many people that don't know the story.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think is going to prompt them to like ask you? And
Oh,
you're
100%
like,
it will. 100%. Even that, I even think some people are going to be like, well, why didn't you just tell us beforehand? Why is this how I'm finding out? That's like, I'm just mentally preparing for.
Yeah,
like,
but it's like, I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, it's like your business.
Yeah, for sure.
And like no one's entitled to know anything.
Oh, 100%.
So it's like if you wanted, I don't care. Like for example, if you don't want to tell your friend, but you want to tell a random stranger, like that's totally your call.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's not. So for anybody who's gonna question him, think about that first.
yeah.
It's none of your business.
Yeah, no, I this might sound crazy. It's different in the brown community though, where it's like everyone's just so nosy.
Yeah.
Everyone is.
Oh, every community is like that, brother.
Yeah, it's like
True.
Everyone's
so
like that.
freaking in your face, like what's going on. And
Oh,
it's
we
like,
have the nosiest neighbors on the street. There's someone probably watching right now.
Oh, 100%.
They're just like
They
having a
tapped the
blast.
house. The whole house is tapped.
No, I'm talking about watching the podcast.
Oh,
Really?
Oh, I thought you meant watching like
I
a
thought you
like
meant watching
inside.
in, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
I wish I could tell the story about that. I'm not going to call her a name. The girl that walked by after the Luca situation.
Oh my god, dude.
Should I just say it?
Say the story. The story is fine. Just I don't even know.
So
her
I'm
name.
like, what, 2 weeks postpartum from Luca?
Yeah, after we lost Luca.
I deliver Luca, right? And this girl, I'm not going to bring up what she said to compare, but because that's her business.
True.
But I was cleaning the car outside. I was like deep cleaning the car. And I'm like postpartum, okay? And this girl walks by and she's like, "Hey, how are you?" Just talking about stuff. And then she starts just rambling about how her father, who's like 100 in the hospital, which sucks, right? Like your father's in the hospital. I feel for you.
This was an older
but
lady,
like
by the way.
but like he's also like 100. Like, okay, like
He's lived a full life.
he's lived a full life, okay? And so she's like, just ask me questions, and she's like, ask me how I am. So I bring up what happened. She's like, oh yeah, I heard about that. Anyways, and starts just like talking about her
What?
own issues.
Well,
She compared it. No, I can't.
it's
I
hard.
can't.
It's hard to preface why it was so rude because she compared it to something that was like not even close to the same situation that happened to her like 40 years ago, and we're like, all right, like because she kind of skimmed by Karlee's like thing. She's like, oh yeah, I heard about that.
And, like-
no, but that was what I'm saying. Like, what the hell? Because you drop this thing. It's like, this is what I'm going through. This is what happened with me.
Yeah.
And just for her to kind of be like, oh yeah, cool, and just
yeah,
move on to
it
the
was
next
almost
thing.
like, but my weeks were really hard.
Yeah, that's and then she kept talking about it. She's like, oh, my dad's in the hospital, and like this is happening with my house. I'm like, first of all, you are legitimately like 65 years old, and your dad is probably 100. Okay, I'm sorry about your dad, but like this is not the place or time. And the fact that you knew and you've been talking to me for 10 minutes and haven't addressed that you know what happened to me is insane. And first of all, how the hell do you know?
Yeah, that's what we mean. Like,
I've never even talked to this girl in my life. How did you know?
There's people actually like, and again, there's a way to go about things. If you watch and you're like, you know, you're a fan or you're like just a supporter, it's okay to be that and live on our street or know us. It's just the way you go about doing it.
Yeah,
like don't be a weirdo.
Yeah,
right. But this lady was just
Oh my-
rude. It's just like
I literally cannot stand her. And honestly, I know, and I think she said that her like daughter or something watched, so she might be watching right now and tell her mom, I don't care. Your mom is rude. She's rude and nosy at that.
I don't think they'll even know who you're talking about.
Oh
though.
yeah, that's what you think. Because
Have
apparently,
you seen her since though?
No,
No.
she doesn't live here anymore. I don't think.
great. Now he really gave it away.
No.
I haven't
And
seen
like
her.
in Windsor, he's talking about, not.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no
Damn,
idea.
bro, Karlee made her jump cities. That's crazy.
I cannot stand her. I do not like old ladies.
Yeah.
They're weird. They
Oh
do
my
push-ups
God,
in the waiting
dude,
room.
Wait.
Weird.
Here's another thing that happened. Karlee and I and Lavender were on a walk. Okay.
Oh,
I'm baby care. I have her like baby wearing her, so she's like, whatever, we're good. And some old ladies, two like really old ladies, like 70 probably, come up and they're like, oh yeah, my friend said she saw a baby, and we're like, coming up to say hi. And then the old lady, she reaches out her decrepit hand like
She's
this.
literally like this. She's
Like comes up and literally tries to like touch Lavender's head. And Karlee like immediately like karate chops.
I literally was like, no touching, please.
Yeah, straight up. Well, I was like, damn, good reaction. Because I wasn't expecting her to do that.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, we thought it was a baby. And then like,
What?
I
I thought it was a baby.
we thought, my friend thought she saw a baby. And so we're coming up, whatever.
Yeah.
And then immediately her reaction was like, I'm going to touch this baby. And we're like, why are you doing that? We don't know her. Never seen her in my life. She's like, just went for it. And Karlee's like, no.
I literally was like, no touching, please.
Yeah, no touching, please. And the lady's like, oh, must be your first baby. Either way, you're weird for that. Why are you trying to touch somebody's baby you don't know?
Yeah.
Like, and old ladies are the worst for it. They love touching babies. I don't know what their deal is.
It's like this. They get this urgent sense of like
it's
maternal
like
instinct,
which
that
I
just kicks in.
understand.
Yeah, but no, you don't.
But
because
it's
why are
weird.
you touching someone's random baby?
Yeah, but Karlee also cross chopping a grandma.
Yeah,
It was
I
it was so funny.
It was fast. I literally went like
It
this
was
too.
real
I
fast.
wasn't like this. I was like, no.
Yeah. She's like, no touching, please. I was like, damn, it was good. I was very.
He was proud of me.
I was proud. I was because
Yeah.
it's awkward.
Obviously.
it's very,
It's very
awkward.
awkward, yeah.
Even though you.
But also
need to.
Karlee talking like here, like in this setting, Karlee talking online is so different than Karlee in public. Like even at the sushi spot, just like Karlee talking to other people is such an experience to see because she talks like a robot. Like
What do you mean?
Like you're not like personable. Is that what you're saying?
no,
Like
no,
she's
she
not-
is. But I'm talking
No,
about
I'm not.
like, it's very just like direct and to the point.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I'm-
she
yeah.
doesn't. She
Like,
doesn't.
there's no like small talks, no
No.
banter.
No,
It's just-
never.
This is what I'm saying.
It's
Never. Like being in public with Karlee is pretty awkward sometimes, and she'll like we'll be talking like somebody will say something to her. It's like, oh, how are you? Oh, good.
Because I don't want to talk. I
No
don't care about you.
extension of conversation. It's
That's
not
what
like,
I'm saying.
good. How are
It's like a
you?
robot.
It's like, no, I'm good.
But you guys are very like talkative and personal.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Bro, people. Okay, this is funny. People see like sometimes they'll see me like, oh, we we love the podcast.
Yeah.
I get a little ego kick out of it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, sweet. Like, what like, what do you think? Like, I try to have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
And then it gets to a point where I'm just like, yeah, this is dying out. Because then they start getting weird. And I'm like, okay, I shouldn't have just egged that on a little bit. I should just be like, okay, thank you.
Yeah, and
moved
it's like,
on
how do
with
you end the conversation?
I
You're just like
guess.
slowly
Yeah.
backing
Keep
away.
watching.
Yeah.
Fist bump. Keep watching. Like,
I see
Yeah.
why you thought I was rude when you first met me too.
yeah. I was scared.
Oh, like when you actually met her, you thought she was rude. Oh, okay.
Well, because I'm very like quiet. I'm standoffish. I also don't know if people like me or not like me because I know people know of me and I'm like, do they like me? Do they not like me? So I just try to like not even be around. I'm just like, let me just be quiet.
Yeah.
And let me see if this person.
But
likes
that's
me or not.
fair though. Like I can see why you would have kind of like a guard up.
I also have a resting bee
Oh
face.
yeah, definitely. Definitely. And you show your emotions like in your face like
Oh, yeah, I'll be
crazy.
like-
Somebody will say something like a little weird and Karlee's like I'm like, "No, don't do that. You're not supposed to show that." I'll be like, "Oh yeah." And Karlee's like, "What?" Basically like, "Bro, what are you talking about?"
Sometimes I'll even say it. I'll be like, what?
Yeah.
And have you ever had someone come up to you in public? Maybe they're older because they're kind of like incoherent a little bit sometimes, and they'll start telling you a story that you don't care about at all.
Right.
Like nothing. And the story, I don't know if you've ever had this happen or it's a me experience, but the story doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Oh yes.
And they're going off about their son's wife's sister's brother, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Karlee's the type of person to be like,
It's true.
and she'll be like, I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what are you saying? I'm like, okay, I'm done here. I gotta go. Where I'll be like, even if it makes no sense, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah. You just got.
I'm like, for sure.
I'm the
Oh,
same way.
I get that.
Or you just laugh. You're like,
I've had a whole conversation about nothing.
Yeah.
Didn't follow the whole thing. I had a conversation with a customer one time when I was at work in a different language that I did. They thought because I was Italian that I spoke it. Not a lick. And I acted like I understood the whole time.
Oh, that's so funny.
I'm just like, yeah,
Are you like Josh? It seems like you're like Josh. Where you
Yeah.
like,
I'm like Josh.
you'll take it.
Yeah, I'll listen to you and I'll just kind of be like, oh no way, like wow, do generic like throwaways. It's
That's
like, no,
crazy.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of be like that. But I try to, as I got older, and I'm talking the last 5 years or so, I've become a little bit more, I think, introverted in a way.
Okay.
Where like now I'm like socially, I get very anxious in large
Really?
groups. in large groups. Yeah. If
I
it's
would
like,
not think that.
Me neither.
You're a very outgoing person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I feel so comfortable when it's like we're talking on camera
Yeah.
or like I'm with like people that I already know.
Yeah.
But when I'm like okay, again, the comedy show for example, I was so anxious the entire time, and I'm just because it's like 500 people were there.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking I'm like,
That's fair, though.
People are like
That's fair.
Crazy.
like watching me. Like it's
Yeah.
weird. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I have this paranoia when people sit behind me. That's why even when I go to the cinema or what, I like the very back row.
Yeah.
When I'm like sitting in a seat where people are behind me, I feel like I'm in their way for one.
I get crazy anxiety at the movies. Crazy anxiety.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can I segue real quick?
Go.
It's about the movies. Karlee and I went to this movie one time. Random. I couldn't even tell you the name of the movie.
Okay.
And we went to the theater to watch it. Us, two random dudes at the bottom. Okay. Whole
That's it,
theater
the whole
empty,
thing.
right? And it was a horror movie, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
And these guys were like doing some sus stuff. Like they're making noises. You heard things. They're like talking.
They're eating sunflower seeds and spitting them on the ground.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
super
All the
weird
shells all
dudes,
over
right?
the ground.
Carly got so uncomfortable, we just left.
I don't know. I feel weird
I
about
was ready
movie
to stay.
theaters.
I
I
wanted
feel
to
like movie
watch-
theaters is where someone would like do something crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's happened.
I know.
That's not a. That's not a.
Oh my
that's
God,
not
a movie
crazy
theater in
thought.
America, I would be sprinting out of there.
Fair,
It's the truth.
fair.
Are we talking about the same thing?
Yeah, Batman.
Probably.
Batman, right?
Batman,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
Oh, I'd be out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd be gone. Even the grocery store. Nope. Out of here.
School, out of here.
Oh, school? No. Out of here. It's not a joke, though. Don't laugh, because it's not a joke. That's for real.
Oh my God.
It's scary.
That's actually the probably number 2 reason we would never move to the States, because of her anxieties about
But
things
it's a
over
very
there.
real anxiety, I feel.
Yeah,
No offense to the
especially
Americans
as
out there.
a, like,
But I've tried to tell her, I'm like, it's not. It's a valid concern, but it's not like everywhere's like that.
well,
Bro, you know what that is? And that's like when you see like the Middle East is a terrible place to live
Right,
because of
but-
what they see on TV.
True.
And then you're there and everyone there's like, no, it's like, we're chilling.
Like
Right.
it's beautiful,
Yeah.
and you're like, wow.
Yeah,
this
not
is-
everywhere
This
is-
is kind of
yeah.
a shock.
Yeah.
Because they make it like they paint a picture. I bet you people that have never been to the States think it's like the worst place
Oh,
ever.
100%. 100%.
Especially because all of the stuff that's portrayed is just negative.
Yep.
So, I mean, speaking of,
wait, did you have to continue your story? We kept interrupting you.
I forget where I left off.
at the comedy show, you felt anxious. A lot of
Yeah,
people.
no, it's just that. Like I was saying, like I feel like I got introverted like in the last 5
Yeah.
years. So where it's like now, if I'm around a big group of people, I start to feel like in my own head about stuff. But then I slowly start to open up a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went to a friend's birthday party a couple weeks ago, and obviously had like all of her friends were there, and I don't know anybody there. I knew maybe one other person there, but I walk in and I'm just like sitting there quiet, literally just sat there. Her mom hands me like the food because I didn't want to get up and get it myself.
Oh, I'm the same way.
So she just gave me the food. I felt bad. So I just sat there like quietly eating, and like I'm slowly starting to make jokes. As people cleared out, now there's like maybe 6 of us there, and for some reason I just felt so comfortable now.
Yeah.
Right? It went from like 20 to 6, and I feel much better, more comfortable. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
And you
with
were
me,
always like that?
not that in grade school I wasn't. In high school, 100% I was. University, I wasn't.
I get that though.
And then now I feel like
Especially with food, I get like that. Whenever we
I
go,
will not go get food.
Yeah, whenever we go to like, especially if it was like her family side or whatever, especially the beginning, even now still, I get like awkward around like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and get food that
I
you
know,
made,
why
and
does
I'm
it
like,
feel
I just
weird?
feel like, ugh, I feel
Yeah.
like icky about it. I'm like, why? I don't feel like I should be doing this.
Or like, oh my gosh, like I always make you go get me seconds at your parents, or like go get me the drink. Like
Yeah.
don't tell them I'm thirsty or hungry. It's embarrassing.
And it's weird because I'm the same. Like it's the same for everybody. I feel like it's just an uncomfortable like. I don't want to feel like I'm entitled to this food.
yeah, exactly.
Even though you invited me here.
Exactly,
And, like,
yeah.
It just feels weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I get it.
My mind's a weird place now, dude. I need help.
Don't we all?
Yeah. I was saying something else.
People watching?
Huh?
Weren't you people watching?
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yes, people watching. Okay, so again at the hotel, whatever. I come home from the show, and it's a Saturday night, so obviously, you got some wild people out there. And across the street from my hotel, there was a 24-hour store.
Okay.
I hear yelling, right? Like I just hear yelling happening. I'm like, what is it? I go look out the window. 3 homeless people.
Okay.
Okay, fighting over a bike. Okay.
That they're stealing?
I don't know, because at first I thought they were right.
Yeah.
So they were fighting over a bike. The lady goes inside the store.
Okay.
Right. The two guys. One guy's very sketch. He has like a hood on. He's like walking back and forth, pacing. He has a hand in his pocket.
Oh no.
And he keeps like looking into the cash register, like looking around. And he walks into the store. He'll walk out of the store. He did like 3 or 4 times.
That freaks me out.
So I'm like, this guy's like, I'm a witness now. Something happens, right? Like, I got you. The third person, he was just going in and out.
Okay.
But he didn't look sus. He just looked like it looked like he was stealing, but I don't know. He just like walked in and then walked out. They kept doing that for like 15, 20 minutes, in and out. And eventually the lady comes out, gets on the bike, and she takes off.
Okay.
Right? This dude with the hood is still walking back and forth, and he's just like in and out, in and out. He gets in, he says something to the guy behind the cash register, and he walks back out of the store now. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, hurry up, because I'm tired now. I want to sleep. I'm like, bro, hurry it up.
But
like,
you can't. You need to finish.
Like, what's
the story.
going on? Yeah, like I'm in the middle of this movie now. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. They all get out. The dude that just kept going in and out, and he finally bought something.
Okay.
I don't see what he was. He was just paying for something at the cash. Comes outside, goes around, pisses all over the wall.
What the?
Yeah, pisses all over the wall. The sketch friend comes outside, looks at him, sits in the piss, bro.
No.
Honest to God, he comes, he looks at him, he's like looking around. They're like sitting where the guy. Okay, he peed on this wall here. He walked a little further back, sat down. His friend comes up to him, looks at him, sits, and he's like, I don't know if he saw it or not. Probably did. It's all over the place. He goes and like sits in the piss.
That's insane.
Yeah, and what happened afterwards? Lady who took the bike, I guess she went around the block.
Okay.
She comes the other way, and she goes in. They started fighting about something I couldn't hear. It was just yelling.
Okay.
Yelling, and then the guy goes, "Well, f you too." Takes a bike and they off.
Wow. That is
your average
that is a
Tuesday.
Toronto specialty.
Yeah, I was
right
gonna
there.
say average Tuesday in Toronto. That's what it seems like. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is insane.
I don't know. I don't like. To me, it was.
Maybe he has a pee fetish.
He's like, finally, been waiting for you to let that one out.
It's like that's how I was pacing back. And
Rolling around in it like a dog. What are
my
you
God.
doing?
Gross.
Do you think Toronto's always been like that, or is it like a new thing?
No, I feel like any major city is gonna have those events.
Oh,
I feel like here we probably have them too. It's just like you're not gonna see them.
I think with us, it's starting new now.
Oh, for sure.
The homeless population went up like crazy.
Yeah.
But I think something like a Toronto or New York or any big city, it always smells like piss, and it's like, it's seriously.
Oh my
it
gosh,
does.
I hate Montreal.
Yeah.
Vancouver's the same way.
Montreal is just the people.
That's true.
I don't know. I hated the actual city too. But again, this is the one thing about Karlee and I is we're not partiers. We don't like social events. So for us to go to a major city, it's like, for what?
You know what's weird though? We're just like sick. Where we used to be so like social.
Oh, I was super
Super social. Like just would go anywhere all the time. Like hop on the bus, go to the mall, spend like 5 hours there with no money. Yeah. I don't know why we did that.
I was never a partier though. Ever.
I was never a partier either, but it just, I feel like even like going downtown, I was more like talkative. Like now it's like, I don't even want to go to like a family reunion. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
like, absolutely
honestly.
not.
So I wanted to segue into something that like I've always kind of felt a certain way about tipping culture. Okay.
Okay.
So the other day, went and picked up Thai food. Just picked up, ordered, picked it up. And then, they have me pay. It was already like $42 for pad Thai, which is crazy. But anyway, and then they flipped the machine around and it's a tip. But I went in and I picked up. So I didn't tip. I'm like, what am I doing that for? So I came home and immediately my mind was like, okay, I want to talk about this. So what are your guys' opinions? Because as North Americans, this is something we're very like, it's
almost
niche
ingrained
to
into
us. Yeah, it's like part of our society and it's like, morally good to do, I guess. What is your opinion on tipping? And I'm talking about like good service versus bad. What?
It's a hard one.
Yeah. Should you do it regardless? Should you be tipping if you're going to pick it up? Like, what is your opinions on it?
So to me, it really, first of all, I always tip, unless it's like, if it's like if I'm just walking to pick up my food and if I've already paid, then I don't feel like I'm obligated. I hate when they throw it in your face to tip.
Oh my gosh.
Like you're saying they flip the machine on the tip
Always.
screen?
They always do that.
I hate that. Because now I don't want to be a and be like, I'm not tipping you. So I'll like do like and it's always the minimum. It's like 15, 18, 20 or whatever. It's already preset to, right? So I always hit the minimum. I never do other. because I feel cheap.
But the 15% is like, if you're going to think about it though, if you're picking up your food and it's a $40 bill, you're doing 15%. It's like $8 to $10.
Yeah, no,
for picking up your own food.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I just feel
quick break right now just to promote my Patreon. If you guys are not on my Patreon, I highly suggest you do so. Eventually, we'd like to do some podcast stuff over on Patreon. Obviously, the more followers we get on Patreon, the more likely it is to happen that we can throw in an extra episode on there, some uncensored stuff. But as of right now, I am doing 2 extra videos a week over on Patreon and 2 lives. And we actually got Lavender's first full giggle ever over on Patreon last week. So we have it on the video. There's so many people there. It was so much fun. We go shopping on there, and there's 2 extra videos a week. So why not? You know, you must love me, so you can get some more of me over there for $5 only. Thank you guys, and let's get back to the podcast.
I just feel, I'm saying it's just, you almost feel obligated to do it.
Yeah.
You almost feel like you have to. You have to do it now.
And you feel like they're watching you.
Yeah.
You're like,
and they do that part on purpose. I swear to God.
I know.
They watch you on purpose. Just to like, they know. But no, okay, so if I'm going out to eat, obviously I'm tipping you.
Yeah,
Good service, bad service to me, whatever. I always tip minimum 15%.
Yeah.
I never tip
even
less.
for terrible service.
Yeah, because I feel guilty and I feel bad. And like you were saying, maybe it's been ingrained into us because it's our culture.
Oh yeah, for sure
like
it is.
Minimum, I'm always doing 15%, regardless. The most I've ever tipped, and this was just me being ridiculous, was 30%. No, I was out with some friends, and me and my friend literally started having a competition, like who can tip more. It was literally just like who has a bigger penis, basically. Because I tipped 30% that night, and the service was whatever. It was at Boston Pizza.
Yeah. Oh my God, I hate Boston Pizza.
The worst.
They're the worst food in history.
Yeah, that is
never
a bad
sponsor me,
restaurant.
really.
Honestly, hate it there. Every time I've been there,
We were just
food.
talking about that.
Yeah.
Brutal food.
Swiss Chalet too. I hate Swiss Chalet.
Yeah, I've been there once, never again.
Disgusting. Just horrible.
So you're so minus your big tipper night, you're the type where it's like no matter what, whether you had the worst service, the best service, you're always gonna tip.
Yeah, I'll tip regardless. Now, for example, let's say I order through like an Uber Eats or something.
Yeah.
Even on that, I always tip.
Well, yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's
if someone's delivering my food, I'm
that's
especially
reasonable.
delivering,
Yeah.
100%. I'm doing it. I also tip, like for example, something like an Uber, right? Like, whatever pops up, I'll just tip.
Me too.
Tip. Yeah. One thing for me, and I don't know because like I get kind of caught in between it, is like the other option. So whatever they preset they give me, I always end up picking from one of those.
Yeah.
Because, and I don't think this is true, but this is what I built in my own head.
Yeah.
Is that like those options are what they deem reasonable to tip.
No, yeah, I agree.
Right?
I think that's true.
Because sometimes it's, like I said, 15, 18, 20. Sometimes it's like $3, $4, $5, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So that's why I never do other. Because I'm like, now I don't want to undercut you, nor do I want to give you extra, because then it seems like I got it like that, and I don't.
So for me, I tipped when I was picking up during COVID because I knew that they weren't getting tips in person because like a lot of things weren't. And I know that it goes like to the kitchen and stuff. So I tipped picking up during COVID.
Interesting.
I don't tip picking up unless I'm ordering a bunch of food. Okay. And I'm going to get so much slack for this because I know a lot of women are probably these people. I feel like tipping beauty people when they are working at home setting their own prices is not fair. Include the tip in your price. I think first of all, I know the majority of these people are not paying taxes because they want me to give them cash only. So you want me to give you cash only in your house where you're doing nails, give you cash only, and then also throw on a tip when I know that all of that money is already profitable and you're not paying taxes on it, and then you want me to tip you? I don't care. Listen, I don't go get my nails done anymore, so I don't want to hear, oh, then don't get your nails done. I don't. For that reason. I don't get my eyelashes done. I don't get my hair done or whatever. Now, if you're in a studio and you rent out a place and you want me to come sit down and get my hair done, it's a whole experience. I think, yes, you deserve a tip. And I know I'm going to get slack for this, but you are wanting cash because you're not paying taxes. I'm sorry. Okay? I know you're not paying taxes. And then I can't claim it on my taxes because you're not paying taxes. Now I don't get a receipt because it's cash. Sorry. And I know, like when you're renting a chair somewhere, you have to give rent to that person, like to the place you're renting out. Or you're renting or you're not renting, you work there, but you're getting paid like wages plus your tips. I will tip you. When you are working at home and you are setting your own prices, all of that, all of the margin between the cost and what you're charging is all profitable to you. And I understand it costs money. It's your time. I get it. Put the tip in it. Okay, because I know that you're not paying taxes. Sorry.
That's fair.
Makes me mad.
That's fair.
It makes me mad when I know you're not paying taxes.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't disagree with you.
People are going to disagree with me. I've already had this conversation.
That tantrum she just threw.
No, but
scared.
she's passionate. I love that.
I actually do agree with you 100% too. I think because at that point you're just extra cash.
Yeah.
You're like you said, the taxing is a huge thing. So now you're getting paid in cash, and now your tip, you just want extra money.
Yeah, because I feel like
it's selfish.
Because they're already that margin. They already put for their time there.
Yep.
They already did. Like, that's why they're setting their own prices. That's why they're working at home, which is total. I agree. If I was doing like my own service, I would 100% want to work at home because you make a bigger margin than if you work somewhere else. Exactly. And I think that's totally respectable. I don't get my hair done. I don't get my lashes done. I don't spray tan. And I do this all myself because of that reason. But I obviously, like, I have went and got like a pedicure, and I do tip, of course, when I'm out and whatever. And I do think it's worth it. But I do think it would be nice if restaurants paid their employees proper wages.
Well, here we go. We're going to segue because they do. Server's wage in Ontario is minimum wage.
It is?
It is now. They never used to be, but it is now.
Oh.
So servers in Ontario I actually just looked this up because I was like, I'm pretty sure this is true. So they used to have a server's wage. The server's wage was not a livable wage, so obviously
it was
tips.
like, what, $3 or something? Like something crazy.
Well, no, it was just a couple dollars under minimum. It was always relatively close, but it was never minimum.
It was never minimum, yeah.
But now it's minimum.
I thought it wasn't close at all.
It is. It was a couple bucks off.
Oh.
It was
I think
never
you see that
like
in the States where they get like
like $2-3.
Yeah, the
like
States
very nothing.
Because
that's
very bad.
Yeah.
But in Canada, in Ontario specifically, now they get paid minimum wage. So to me, here's my little thing about it. If I go pick up food, I don't think I should have to tip you. During COVID, exception, I was the same way.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to pick up my food from you, I don't think there's a tip because all you're doing is cashing me out. I don't go to McDonald's and tip the guy at the cashier.
Yeah.
I don't do that. That doesn't make sense. So going off of that, if I go to a restaurant, this has happened. Karlee and I went to a restaurant locally.
Oh my.
And she already knows, the worst service I've ever in my life received.
Can you say it and I'll bleep it? I just want to know.
Eastside Maros.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm pretty sure this girl does not work there anymore. Yeah. I don't
They're
bleep it. I
known
don't
for
care.
bad service.
I don't care. The girl, I don't think works there anymore.
I remember her name. That's how bad it was.
She was the worst server I've ever had.
Like rolling her eyes, huffing, puffing, like just.
It took her like 15 minutes to bring.
True Italian experience.
No, seriously, like she was not Italian, and she brought our drinks after like 15. First of all, we went at lunch, nobody there. Like straight up, I'm not even exaggerating. The restaurant was dead.
Okay.
We were one of the only people there. I think one of her only tables, maybe another one. It took her like 15, 20 minutes to bring our drinks. Didn't have menus. Our food came out.
I watched her
She
take like food from one, so they replayed it
from the kitchen
from
to
the kitchen
plate.
with her bare hands.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Bare hands.
She
like,
dropped
like
something.
this.
Something fell off, and she grabbed it with her hand and put it back on the plate.
Like
we watched her.
She was replating it, and it dropped on like the table, and she picked it up and put it back on the plate with her bare fingers.
They have Parmesan graters, and she put the Parmesan on with her hands.
And they have a tongs.
And they have
to do that.
tongs. Yeah, she did everything with her hands, right? Then we're like waiting for our drinks, right? It's been like 12, 15 minutes went by. And I finally say, I'm like, hi, are our drinks coming still? In a nice way, super nice way. And she's like, oh yeah, sorry, yeah, I'll get those right now. Then she tells her manager, hey, can you bring them drinks? After like 15 minutes of us just waiting, sitting there, doing nothing.
No way.
So anyway, I was so mad, I started making a list.
Yeah,
I had a list of all of the stuff she was doing wrong.
And listen, if someone's busy or if someone's having a rough day,
fine.
Or we can see that it's really packed, whatever.
We're reasonable people.
Yeah, I'm not like crazy.
But it was not. Any circumstance you could think of, minus maybe her having a bad day, which you don't bring to work anyway.
And I would have rather her just say, hey, I'm having a bad day, so that's it. I'd be like, respectable.
Right.
No problem.
But anyway, there was nobody, so any circumstance you could think of, it wasn't that, besides maybe having a bad day. So anyway, at the end of the thing, she comes, and I'm kind of the same way as you, where even if it's bad service, I'll still tip something.
Yeah.
I don't want to tip nothing.
Yeah.
But I thought it was more insulting to tip her very low.
It was like $1
versus not anything at all. So I literally gave her, it was like $1.25.
And then it also says, how would you rate your service or something? Or would you recommend us?
And I said no.
Nope.
It was like, how would you rate your service? It was like a 1 star. Yeah. And then it was like, would you recommend this to a friend? I said no.
Yeah.
And when you pull the receipt, they see what you said.
Oh, it was crazy.
So she literally, I pay, she pulls the receipt. She goes, "Oh, I'm glad my service was worth $1." And she's like, "I'm going to go split this with the kitchen." And I was like,
to be like rude. She's like, "Oh, I'm going to go split this with the kitchen."
like as if we gave her nothing.
Yeah.
Like it was like whatever, like insulting.
It wasn't.
Which
Well,
was,
we did
which
insult
was the
her.
point.
Yeah.
She walks away. I have no time to say anything. I'm a Darren.
I turn around.
And I
A Darren is
now
crazy.
I'm a Darren. I go right to the bar. I'm like,
no, I'm the one who turned around after she said it, and I was like, no.
Oh, yeah, and then
you're not gonna give me attitude, and
then
after
walk-
you give me bad service, and then just walk away.
just walked,
So I grabbed Josh. I'm like, we're turning around.
And I
Nope.
went. So we were about to leave. So anyway, we went up to the. Can you mark these up?
Yeah.
Went up to the manager, who actually happened to be the general manager, which was awesome. And I was like, "Listen." And I know probably everybody who complains says this. I'm like, "Listen, we're very easygoing people. I worked in customer service for years and years and years. I know what it's like. I understand dealing with bad customers. I get it."
And we felt uncomfortable even doing it because we don't want to be those people.
And I said, I'm like, "I don't want anything from you. Don't offer a gift card. Don't offer a discount." Anyway, long story short.
He's joshing again.
Yeah.
Continue.
Anyways, long story short, she's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. This is her last shift anyways. We've had these complaints before." Like, basically was like, "Yep, we know exactly who you're talking about. She's done. Don't worry about it. This is her last day. That's probably why she's mad. Sorry, here's a gift card."
He still gave you a gift card after you said
Yeah,
you
we
it
said
was
we didn't
$50.
want it. We
I
said
said
we didn't
no.
want it.
I was
No,
like,
it was
I don't want it.
25.
No. Oh, okay. 25, I guess. She has better memory than me. So yeah, I'm kind of that way. I'll tip really good if it's good, and I'll tip very bad if it's bad. Because tipping is based off service. It's not based off of because you deserve it. Because
you deserve it because you
make
you're serving. Yeah.
Now that they make minimum wage,
I didn't know that.
Now you're just doing your job.
Abolish tipping altogether then.
Yeah, you're literally here to do your job, and you're getting paid a fair wage now.
Yeah.
Why am I obligated to give you more money?
Exactly.
I don't understand that. You're bringing me food to
We're
the
offending
table.
a lot of people because I feel like 25% of people survive off tips.
No, but
Which I guess.
25% of people are probably in the States though where they need it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like, in the States, you need those tips.
That's true.
He's saying right now in Ontario, it's a livable minimum wage.
Yeah.
Like you're doing, sure, it might not be the most extravagant lifestyle, but minimum wage isn't what you were getting before. Like realistically, at this point, I don't even think you need tips as like a main source of income.
No, and the thing is like I'm not. Let me retract for a sec. I said all you're doing is bringing food to the table. I know people work hard in the service industry. I'm not taking that away from you. All I'm saying is that I don't think it should be a necessity where we feel obligated as the customer who's already overpaying for food to then give extra on top.
This is more of the beef with like restaurant owners.
Yeah, it's not with the servers.
The servers.
No, it's
because
not
we
with the
always
servers.
tip. I'm not saying like
Yeah.
we're not saying we don't tip and we don't think they deserve it. We do. It's just like I feel like restaurant owners should take initiative at this point.
And listen, they do make minimum wage is not a livable wage, and I understand that, but it's like I don't think it should be expected because every time you don't tip, you get a look. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You get a
Like
look.
in Florida
Oh, yeah.
when she huffed and puffed and
Yeah.
like rolled her eyes.
Again, very bad service.
Yeah.
So I tipped according. I don't care about the confrontation. What are you going to say to me? You're going to say what that girl said, and you're already leaving, so I don't care. But it's like, if you're bad, I'm going to tell you you're bad via tip. I'm not going to give you nothing because then I look cheap. But I will give you a little bit. So you know how I'm feeling.
You mentioned something earlier about like it's insulting to tip little than to tip nothing. That's actually a good point because I had a conversation. This is a while ago. I had this conversation about someone with someone about like what would you rather like with the whole tipping thing, like paying nothing. Like I would rather just give nothing than to actually give something little. Then at that point, because I'm like I don't want to insult you and be like
Yeah, but I do because I want you to know the job because I don't want you to think. I don't want you to think that you're now. What's the word? Now you're entitled to it just because you're serving.
Right.
Because that's not how it works. You get a tip based off of how you performed. So you're not. I want you to know.
So you perform terribly. You're
no,
getting
because
zero.
then you look cheap. I don't want to look cheap. I want to look insulting because I'm saying to you loud and
I
clear.
agree.
You did a bad job. Here is what you're worth.
Interesting. Oh, is what you're worth is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sorry,
What you're worth is
We're gonna get so much. Like I can already read the comments.
Yeah, but you know who complains about that? People in that industry. It's just like I'm gonna complain about you're gonna complain about YouTube comments
That's
because
true.
you're the industry you're in.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, just don't read them, ignore them. But it's different for you.
Oh my gosh, you know what my biggest pet peeve is? Speaking of, this is just a negative podcast. When people go, well, don't put it online if you don't want the hate comments.
Yeah.
That's like saying, okay, well, don't send your kid to public school and not expect them to get bullied. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like if your kid comes home and is getting bullied in public school, you're like, well, that's mean. Like, why are they bullying my kid? Well, you send them to public school. So it's the same thing. Oh, well, don't put your picture online if you don't want people to comment about it. Okay, then don't send your kid to school and not expect them to get bullied. When I say it like that, everyone's like, well, that's not the same thing. How is it not the same thing?
That's a very I like pissed off Karlee because her analogies make sense.
It's passionate, Karlee.
That's what I meant.
This is what I like.
People
I
will
like
always
these
do it.
topics. I like these
People
topics.
will always say that to me. They're like, well, don't put it online if you don't want the feedback. Don't do this if you don't want that. It's like, I do want the feedback. I don't want you to be rude and then say, well, you're this, that, and whatever, but no hate. It's still, just because you say no hate, it doesn't mean that you're not bullying.
Oh my God, they'll say the most vile shit. They'll be like, yeah, by the way, I feel like you should like
Quit, die, and choke, but no hate.
no hate though.
Yeah.
Coming from a place of positivity.
Okay, like imagine if your kid did that or posted that and then someone commented that. Like you would lose your mind.
Oh yeah.
And again, I'm not with the serving thing. It's the same thing. You're gonna be upset about it, but we're not sitting here saying we will never tip. I'm saying you should be tipped based off performance, not off of obligation.
I agree.
That's it. That's my whole thing. That's why I like tipping culture conversations because they get a little bit, you know,
whatever.
a little fun.
A quick funny story, and Josh, you tell me how you feel about this because it's at the gym. It's a gym story. So after a workout, like I chill in the hot tub for a little bit just to kind of calm my muscles down, right? So the other day, what?
Yeah, go.
Oh, that was a very seductive yes. I was like, okay.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm in the hot tub, I'm chilling, and this dude comes and sits in, right? So now there's like 4 of us in the hot tub, right? This dude comes and sits in the hot tub. I don't know if he acts like he owns this thing. It was so weird. So, everybody picks a corner, right? Just stay away from each other.
It's like the old Vine. Remember the old Vine with the hot tub?
No.
All right.
You don't remember that?
No.
It's like something dude sitting in a hot tub, something feet apart because we're not gay. You don't remember that?
Oh, wait. Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that.
Yeah, okay.
I'll try to find it and I'll insert it here.
2 bros chilling in the hot tub, 5 feet apart because they're not gay.
I never had Vine.
Really?
No, I never did.
That's okay. Hold on. Go ahead. That's interesting. I didn't know
very
that.
interesting. So whatever, there's 4 of us. We're kind of like in our own corners, right? This dude comes in. First of all, he sits like next to me, right?
Awesome.
You pick a jet, right?
Yeah, you pick a jet.
So he comes sits next to me, and at one point he looks at me and he's like looks around and he goes and sits next to this other dude across from me now, right?
Like he's moving? Like
Yeah.
floating around?
He just kind of moved to the other
Is he like crawling? Like
It get worse. So now we're all sitting. One dude just he dipped. He's just
Okay.
like, okay, whatever. So he left. The second guy left. Now there's 3 of us in the hot tub, right?
Okay.
I'm on my side. The other guy's on his side. Homeboy here is now next to him.
Okay.
And it's not like distant. Like I'm talking like shoulder to shoulder next to him.
That's too much.
It was weird.
Like you can feel a poke on your leg?
I mean, I was the guy getting poked, but yeah, like they were literally like shoulder to shoulder, like probably it's like that.
Okay.
I don't know what came over him. He puts his water bottle down, stands up, and just dunks himself into the hot tub for like 60 seconds.
That hot tub is probably so disgusting, full of sweat,
Yeah.
just marinating in there.
He just dunks himself in the hot tub for like 60 seconds.
Comes up with pink eye.
Well, he gets up and he looks at us and he starts laughing.
He just starts
Just
laughing.
starts laughing.
Oh, he's on something.
Like I'm just being
he
silly.
took way too much pre-workout or something.
Yeah, something.
This guy's.
And then he goes back and me and the guy, we're trying not to make it obvious. Just
Yeah.
whatever, we're doing our own thing. He does it again after another 60. He goes back on. Me and the guy just look at each other like.
Why is it so weird to go underwater in a hot tub?
Because it's so
strange.
close proximity.
Yeah,
But it's also just weird. Like,
Yeah, it is 100%. Like, So I got out of the hot tub after he did the second time, and
good choice.
well, because I swear to God, bro, like the second time he did it, the reason I got out, I felt some like tapping on my leg. So I don't know if what he was doing. I felt that.
Just being silly.
I don't know. I got out of
just
the
being
tub.
silly bros.
Yeah, silly bros.
Not tub.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Like, tag, you're it. So weird.
I'm like, okay, whatever. I go in.
I know, it's fine.
So anyway, so then he's in the hot tub and I get out. And now he does it a third time, right?
Oh,
So like,
no.
because after the hot tub, I do a few laps in the pool. So I go in the
Okay.
pool, I get back out. He's still in it, dunking in and out every so often. At one point, the other guy got up, so now it's just him in the hot tub. I look and he's laying at the bottom of the hot tub.
Okay, no, this guy needs to get kicked out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's something. There's got to be something against that.
Clearly.
Yeah, there's a rule. Let me ask a question.
Yes, please.
Was this guy, and I don't mean to like whatever, was this guy kind of like not in the best shape?
He was an older guy.
Older guy, probably
Yeah.
not in the.
Like just going to the gym to mess
He's
around.
just a gym. He's just a gym
rat?
guy. Like not a
no,
rat.
not a gym rat.
He's just a gym goer.
What would you call someone like that? A gym
A gym.
sloth.
A gym
so it's just
goat.
really
Yeah.
just there, but just not
animal.
doing anything.
He just like buys the membership for the pool and the hot tub
And to socialize.
and then like goes in the sauna like really.
and is on a machine, but like going like this on their phone for like 45
Yeah.
minutes.
No, yeah, he just walks around the gym socializing but does nothing. He's been going for 10 years and
Yeah.
looks the same.
Yeah.
That kind of guy.
That guy.
Was
yeah.
is that a good description of what you
That's a
think?
very accurate description, actually. That's very funny.
I felt like I could picture the kind of
Yeah,
guy.
It's almost like you were there.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go at that time.
No.
This has nothing to do with anything we're talking about, but I need to say it because it's just so dumb. So earlier we were talking about ROFL and how
Okay.
how people might not know what that is nowadays, right? Like the new generation.
Yeah.
Well, you remember on Facebook when you guys used to do like for a truth is,
Oh, yeah.
like
yeah.
my status for, and I'll answer these questions. So my thing came up and it was like 9 years ago or something. I hope it was longer than that because that's still too old to be doing what I was doing. So I was like, okay, if I get 15 likes, I'll answer these. Like, your biggest crush, blah, blah, blah. One of them said, tag the person with the cutest flippy hair. That is insanity.
What?
50 likes and I'll tag the person with the cutest flippy hair.
It's telling of the time though. That's what it was
The
back
cutest flippy hair is insane.
Wait. See, now I'm too old. What is the flippy hair?
then. Like
What?
Justin Bieber hair, like the flippies.
Oh.
Like I said, like my status, and I'll tell you who has the cutest flippy hair.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
you know
that's
the-
crazy. Yeah, the whole.
Did you
Yeah.
ever have flippy hair?
I had long hair, but it wasn't. I know it's really hard to picture that. I did have long hair.
Only right here was flipping. Right here and here was empty.
Yeah, it was
He had
like
a landing strip on his head.
yeah, that's all it was. I would just go like this. No, I did have longer hair when I was younger, because that was just kind of the thing you did, and then not really.
How come you didn't know what flippy hair was? I don't understand that.
I thought you meant like the hockey hair. You know how they have it patted down?
It is.
Yes, that's what it is.
Like
That's,
the-
yes,
Oh, you mean like when it's
the
like
hat and it
when it-
flips
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, that's part of it.
that's part of it.
part of
the
or,
culture.
or it's like this one where they go.
Yeah, that's what I. Okay, that's what. When he said the Justin Bieber thing, that's what I took into mind.
Yeah.
But initially I thought you meant like the hockey hair that has like the.
That
Same
too.
same thing.
That's
Same
so-
category.
It's insane that there was enough people out there with flippy hair for me to say like my status for the cutest flippy hair.
Yeah.
That is the cringiest thing I think I've ever posted on Facebook.
It's gross. Now it's like the perm. I swear, dude. The
Oh
other day
my
I was
God,
driving
dude.
downtown.
People are still getting perms.
I swear to God, I don't know if they coordinated it or what. I saw a group of 6 kids. They must have been high school kids. They're coming out of the lot there. 6 of them, bro. They were dressed the same.
Yeah.
And had the same haircut.
It's called broccoli top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to describe it. 6 kids, identical. It was disgusting.
That's the new flippy hair.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Were
It's
they
the new-
vaping?
Yeah,
no. They
definitely.
were just like crossing the street.
It was in their
Oh.
pocket. I guarantee it. I'll
Yeah,
put
probably.
money on it.
Probably.
The broccoli top was the same as the flippy hair.
Yeah.
I don't know what other trends. I'm sure there were like the spike, like the mohawk. Yeah, there was all these hair trends or whatever. But that is a crazy status though.
Yeah.
The like for truth is was a big.
That was hilarious.
Big-
I got
Big-
suspended from doing that.
No, you
Like
didn't.
you said
Yeah.
something vile.
Okay, so this
Probably.
girl stole my boyfriend, okay?
Oh,
So
no.
I dated him for like 3 days, and I introduced him at the mall. Okay.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
I'm
dated
surprised you're
him-
not married.
I dated him for 3 days. He's like my first boyfriend. And I introduced my friend to them. And then after I broke up with him after 3 days, they started dating. And I was like, wow, you're a snake.
So what'd you do then? What happened?
So she likes it. And I go, truth is, you stole my boyfriend and you should die in a hole. And I did this on a video. But die in a hole at the time? No, listen.
No, not that part.
Oh.
The craziest part is that you did a video of it. That's the wildest thing. Everybody would type that up on Facebook, type it up like truth on their wall.
She probably typed for every other person except for her.
So like die in a hole.
She wanted her to feel the
Yeah,
emotion.
Yeah. Well, I wanted everyone to see it on her. Like, I wanted her aunt to see it, her mom to see that she stole my boyfriend.
Die in a
Okay?
hole was like a crazy insult. That was a dope insult.
But, like, at the time, it was like, someone would like take your like sandwich, but you should die in a hole. Like it was like a joke.
Yeah, it was die in a hole was like the go-to.
Yeah, so
like,
I said it thinking like it was a joke, okay? It
Sometimes
wasn't a
she
joke,
wouldn't
like I was
actually get
mad, but I didn't want her to actually die.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, I go to school and my friend was in the video, Olivia. My best friend Olivia was in the video. And we go to school and a cop comes in.
Oh.
And we get pulled into the office. Mind you, I've never had a detention in my life, okay? Detention, nothing. Never been in trouble. They call me in the office and they're like, did you tell someone to die on Facebook? And I'm thinking, no, I never told someone to die on Facebook. Because I'm thinking die in a hole is like a joke.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we have this and if you were a little bit older, you'd be in big trouble because of this. And they freaking suspended me for 5 days.
That's insane.
Me and my friend. And I feel bad because Olivia wasn't even the one talking.
Yeah.
She was just in the video, just like in trouble by being there.
And then she go to a different school too?
She went to a totally different school. And
Wait, Olivia went to a different school?
Well, no. Olivia was in the school with me. But the girl that I told to die in a hole went to a different school.
Oh.
She wasn't even in my school. So her mom must have called or something. What makes me mad though is like if you look at the video, I'm like laughing. I'm like, yeah, you stole my boyfriend, you should die in a hole. But I wasn't even I probably went like this, probably went,
Brother.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't even actually mad. It's not like I messaged her and started like cussing her out. Like it was genuinely like a joke. And I got in trouble. I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, dude. School policies, sometimes they don't make sense to me. And I feel like they think they're doing the best for everybody when meanwhile it's like.
It was a good lesson.
Yeah, give me a 5-day vacation, sure. What a hard punishment.
Yeah.
Well, my mom was not happy.
Yeah. It's not
I definitely shouldn't have done it.
As a student, you think it's a vacation. You get home and your parents are like.
True.
I did watch TV the whole time though. It really wasn't that bad. Yeah. But looking back, like I would be very devastated if even Lavender as a joke told somebody to die. I'd be very mad.
For sure.
So I see, but I do think it was a little harsh.
Yeah.
Especially for someone who's never been in trouble. Like if I was in trouble all the time, okay. Yeah. But they should have just said, hey, you probably shouldn't have done that. These are the consequences that could have happened if she were to do something.
Right.
Because, yeah, as an adult, that's really wrong. But I think a suspension was a little much. Have you ever got suspended?
Yeah. One time.
For?
I punched some kid in his face.
For doing what?
That was the only time I ever punched some kid in his face. I was in grade 8. And this dude just kept like talking about my.
So he deserved it.
He just kept talking about me. He kept talking about my family, and like I was a very hairy kid. I think I talked about this.
Oh,
before,
me too. I had a unibrow.
Yeah, same. I wasn't allowed to get rid of it till like university.
Oh, me neither.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't university, but.
Yeah, university, bro. No, she just kept talking a bunch of crap about my family and me, and just like it just got to the point where I'm like, dude, stop it. Mm-hmm. And he goes, well, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna hit me? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna hit you. He goes, hit me. And then starts cussing me out. So I just turned around. We were reading. It was like they called it deer time.
Okay.
When you were reading, I just turned around, decked him in his jaw, and
he shook it off and knocked you back. Just kidding.
No, yeah, he's
just kidding.
Nah, he looked at me and because obviously the teacher was there. Mm-hmm. So then she's like, what happened? Whatever. Told her the story. I got an in-school suspension. It wasn't even like a sent home.
Okay.
I got suspended in school.
Those ones are worse. In-school suspension's way worse than being at home.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, it depends on your parents, I guess. But
yeah.
For me, like if I ever got an in-school, that would be awful. Because then that one you're like literally secluded and bored and you still have to do the work.
Also, what sucks if you get a suspension like in grade school, especially for 5 days, now your parent has to take time off of work.
Yeah, that's so true.
I just thought about that because if you're young enough that you can't be home alone.
Yeah.
Oh,
they probably have to like take the time off to be there with
someone
you.
has to be watching you at home. Yes. That is so true.
Yeah, I'd be really mad.
I get suspensions if you're being disruptive in the school because they're like, hey, you're going home because you're disrupting other people.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I think mine was a little harsh, to be honest. But
yeah, 100%.
I think it's time.
Yeah. Oh.
Do you have the nerve? Do you have to go poop?
No.
I honestly thought we were gonna end the episode. I totally forgot you still had to do this.
Yeah. Okay. Here I go.
Here, you want the Kleenex one?
Okay. So. They both put their mics down. That's hilarious. You might see a lot of edits in this, like just in this section, just because like if I say something that I don't want out there, if I'm just rambling and talking. But I want to preface by saying those who know the story so far, who I've chosen to tell, they know the story. I'm not going to tell the full story on here, obviously, out of love and respect for her. basically, I am now separated. I was married, and now I'm separated, and I'm smiling because this is how I cope with trauma. I know Josh and Karlee have been getting a lot of messages, which I think I'm not gonna lie, that's insane. That's too far. Like, that's too much to like messaging them, harassing them about like, wasn't he married? Wasn't he married? Yeah, I was, but that was my thing to kind of put out there and to say. It's pertaining to the Bachelor thing, which again, it's more of a game show than it is a dating show, but I get it. I don't have like the details to say it. Nor do I want to say the details. It's just hard to like discuss and just kind of say it in general, because I'm like, I don't want people finding out this way, like I said earlier. And I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is. Like, I was married. Obviously, things, they didn't work out for whatever reasons that, for us. Oh, this is so hard to talk about. It's so hard to talk about.
Well, I want to preface too, this is totally we did not pressure Sik to talk about
100%.
it.
No, they actually told me not to if I don't feel comfortable.
Yes.
I straight up told them, like, I want to say it. And the reason I wanted to say it was because I'm like, listen, it's going to come out sooner rather than later. It's going to eventually I'd rather come out sooner rather than later. And to me, honestly, having it just kind of said, I'd rather say it on the podcast.
Yeah, like
where
rip
it's
the
like,
Band-Aid off.
I'm saying it myself rather than just typing like a, message or posting a story about it. Like, obviously, things have happened which have led to that, that result. It wasn't like a relationship. We weren't just dating. But no, yeah, I just out of love and respect for her. Like I said, I don't want to say too much. I'm not going to say too much, but that's kind of the announcement I had. And like, it had a pit in my stomach the whole week, because I'm like, it's nerve wracking to bring it up. And again, if you have any questions, I probably won't answer them realistically.
Fair enough.
Yeah, those who needed to know. And that's it.
Yeah, and a lot of you guys, and listen, a lot of you guys were asking because I feel like you were kind of thrown off with like the whole Bachelor idea, and it was like I feel like we didn't really preface it enough in the beginning that it was more of a game show than a dating show. But I think that's where everybody's confusion came in. They're like, well, I thought Sik posted this, and we're like, we literally had to dodge questions for forever.
Yeah,
it felt like
that was my fault, and I do take responsibility.
No. It's
because
it was more like I didn't want to like go out of my way and answer the question and then be like, well, that wasn't my business to tell.
No,
so
for
we
sure.
just had to avoid it the whole time, which is fine. I would have avoided it until whenever, but it was
No, I appreciate that. I should have cleared it up beforehand. I should have prefaced it. It's just that when we had, said we're starting the podcast back up, and like we have this idea, like I was definitely on board because I know my situation,
right?
Not realizing, nobody else knows my situation.
Because it was weird because we didn't really think people would piece that.
Yeah.
Like, I know you shared something, like you did get married and stuff like that, but I wasn't thinking that people would be like, wait, isn't Sik? It was just something I thought was just so, you know what I mean? Like, people wouldn't have went back and looked at that and then pieced that together. I thought people would just like not really look into it too much. But
no, 100%. Yeah, I was shocked too, because when you said like you're on a live stream and people are asking you, when
like
Karlee's on a live stream,
it.
people are like asking. I was like, bro, like I felt bad. I'm like, you know what? No, they don't deserve that. It's not right. It's not cool to have on your live stream and talk about me about that. Like, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, at the end of the day, man, like I should have cleared up the fact that like this Bachelor thing is a game show. I know we kind of came into it just kind of strong. It's still a thing. Like, I still want to go through and do it. It's still a game show. You're still going to win a prize at the end. And on top of that, even when people were messaging like, I have a man, can I still apply? Yeah. You're not dating me. You're not, like it might be like a one-on-one competition type thing we have, but it's going to be over like Zoom or whatever it may be. I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, it is a game show. So you got a man, you got a woman, you both apply. Who cares? Just do your thing, man. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like I'm not, I'm no longer married. And another thing I wanted to address about that real quick. They're going to be like, you're separated now. Like, what if are you going to get back together down the road? Cause I actually had a few people message me that too.
Like people from the show or like
no, I don't know, like randoms.
Oh,
like just
people you know.
DMs. Like whether people I know, but like people have asked me that. I've gotten some DMs about that. Whether I get back with her, whether I don't get back with her, that's realistically no one's business. Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. But Yeah, just wanted to just address that one real quick. But
Yeah. It's I know that was
thank you. That was hard.
Yeah. And again, it's cool that you let it out. I know it's especially hard because it's not your platform, and it's like it's being kind of like vulnerable to a bunch of people who don't really, you don't. It's not like your whole life's been on camera, right? And it's not like you even have an obligation to tell everybody this. But I know that's tough. But hey, if it's something you want to do, I'm glad you kind of got it off your chest, and hopefully the pit's gone now. But
yeah, dude.
Or maybe it's grown.
Maybe it's grown.
Who knows?
We'll see. But we'll see how I feel. I'm curious to know the response to this. Actually, I got to delete her name out of my Instagram caption, the one of the pictures that I posted. I just realized that. I just don't want people harassing her.
Yeah.
I just don't want her to have to go through anything because of me.
If she's ever left a comment too, I'd probably go delete those because
those are gone.
Okay,
those
good, because people are investigators. They'll just go look and they'll find her.
Yeah. So, anyways, Lav, anything to say?
No, she's good.
No, now she's quiet. All right, let's end the show. This episode, not the show. Sorry, forgive me.
Okay, so that was it for today's episode. Sorry that it was a little negative. We had a lot of ranting to do. They're not all like this. If you guys haven't checked out the last podcast, definitely do that. I would say episode 3 is the funniest.
Yeah, hands down.
Episode 3 is definitely the funniest.
So
that's my favorite out of anything we've done.
Really?
Me too. It was so good. I don't know what it was.
And that was a show, actually, we came in, I know we're trying to end it, but we literally came into that show with no plan.
Yeah.
We just went off.
Yeah. But we do have some guests coming up and some more serious topics, and then also some guests that are more lighthearted. We have those coming on. So stay tuned. Don't give up on us yet, please.
One thing I wanted to quickly bring up too was like she just mentioned the guests. We're going to have this segment. It's called In the Hot Seat. And when we have the guests on, they're not just going to be like interviews. They're not going to be like, we're going to have like proper conversations. I don't want to say the guests just yet who they are, but like they're going to be intense conversations. Some of the outlines, some of the people that we're talking to, they're going to be fun, and they will be more on the serious side. So I think if people are expecting more comedy out of it,
it could, there could be that, but a lot of it's going to be like
but
political.
The topics are going to kind of
stem
from a little bit more of a serious standpoint, I think.
Which we're excited to do because we haven't done anything like that on this show yet.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
So anyways, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your comments down below, and maybe we should start doing like comment of the day, the next podcasts.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So you guys can leave comments, then we can read one comment before we end off.
Yeah.
Next episode.
Like a comment shout out.
Yeah. So leave your comments down below. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at In The Ring Pod, and on TikTok. It's just In The Ring on TikTok. Just type in The Ring and you'll find it, or just go on my page and I've probably linked them everywhere. Follow us over there for like little short clips if you ever miss an episode. And thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you the next time. Bye guys.